Hi, everyone. It's a few minutes before 6. This is your closing comment for Wednesday, December 2nd. It's video number 539. And as always, I remind you, if you like the work, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Also, I want to mention that we've had some really great trading in the futures, and two of the accounts are up in excess of 10% since we started roughly 2 weeks ago. So remember, if you are interested in trading the futures, all you have to do is let me know, and I'll arrange for a 10-minute conversation, and we go from there. Okay, so we started off weak this morning. The ADP numbers were weak. It was supposed to be plus 450,000. It came in at plus 307,000. And the market really didn't do much at all for the entire day. It was down about 100.5 at the open, based on the futures and the fact that Europe and Asia were both very iffy and weak. Although at the end of the day, I also heard that the DAX made a new all-time high today. So there's a split personality for that market. Late this afternoon, we got a rise on the fact that the Democrats were supporting an $809 billion deal, which is less than the $2 billion that they wanted, but substantially more than the $500 million that the Republicans in the Senate were offering. Personally, I think it's all a bunch of BS. We're not getting what we need, and certainly not before the new president takes office. So it's going to be a very cold and uncomfortable winter, certainly Christmas, for anybody who was looking forward to actually having their representatives do what they're sent there to do. So the Dow finished up 59.87, 0.2%. The NASDAQ rallied, but closed on the downside by just $5.70. These numbers are so small, I'm not even really going to bother with the percentage gainers. The S&P was up 656. The Russell was up $1.98, and the transports were down 8.89. Energy was really the issue today. This chart is the dollar, and I wanted you to see where it continues to just melt away. But let's go over to the oil. The only thing in the energy group that wasn't up was the nat gas. Here we have these are all closes because they don't open up for another few minutes. But as you can see, we made a lower low this morning, rallied up, made a higher high, and then closed up on the day. The close here at 45.28 was up 73 cents, and also was just dead on the 5-day moving average, which has, clearly has a nice slope to it. And I pointed this out before, but here, this blue line is the 20-day, and it has gone through the 50-day and the 100-day to the upside. So, it's hard to believe that there's going to be that much demand, but technically, this thing wants to go higher. Let me just put a 2-year on it, give you a little better perspective. I mean, there's a problem up here at $50, but we're only at 45.25, so can't really be terribly concerned with $5 over the market. So energy was very strong, as I said, and the only thing that was down in the energy group was the nat gas, always one of my favorites. But I can't seem to get it right, so I may have to stop trading that UNG entirely. Here is the gold. Again, we are moving higher. Let me just go back to the daily here and go back to see what it actually looks like. On the daily, we are just, we made a little bottom here. We are testing this. We got through this high at 1823, which is what I was talking about this morning. The next important area is up here at 1850, with the close here of 1844 and the high here of 1843. I actually sold another third of the position in the small options account. I think we sold it at 385. They cost $1.90. And in the big account, which had 4 left or 6 left, I sold 2 at that 385, but I also sold 2 more at 470. So, we're doing really well with that. So that's pretty much where we are. Bitcoin today was, I know it's going to sound stupid, but Bitcoin today had kind of a narrow range. It was only about 800 points, but it finished up only $20. That's kind of an interesting looking chart for us, with that kind of range and really not much of a move. I'll show you what it looks like compared to the moves from the last couple of days. This move to the downside, if you recall, was down 2,200 with almost with a $2,400 range on the day. And the next day, when it reversed right back up, it had a range of 18,275 to 19,750, 19,730. So, there you have a 1,500 range. Yesterday, we had a range to a new recovery high at 20,360, and the range was $2,000. And today we closed up $20, and although the range looks really light, we were 19,585 on the high, 18,560 on the low. So $1,015 as an inside narrow range day. So that's almost comical. Okay, the stocks that I want to mention, as I mentioned this morning, CRM beat top and bottom. Everybody loves the deal with Slack, and CRM was down $20.50. And Slack, which was up a little during the day, finished down $1.13 because part of the deal is cash and part of the deal is stock. NetApp's NTAP beat top and bottom. Was trading 59.23, up 507 or 9.4%. I mentioned this morning about Pfizer and Biontech, both up, and the Pfizer finally making a higher high than the day they announced their information on their vaccine. Closed 40.80, up $1.39, 3.5%. Not so great for Splunk, SPLK, which missed top and bottom and gave poor guidance. It had closed around, 205, had traded down from there to 164. The last I saw was 165.36. That was down $3.80 or 18.1%. I have no idea what's going on here with Tesla. It was trading most of the day between, the low of the day was 568. It was trading between 570 and 578 in the late time. It had closed, I guess, initially at 568.81, which was down 16, and all of a sudden it popped up, and it's in a 15-minute time period moved roughly $30. The last that I have here now is 590, up 4, but that's 22 off the low. And so, as I said, I looked it up, no news or anything, but that's where it is. A lot of these stocks today, especially the recent high flyers that have gotten hurt, continued on the downside for a while, but then turned up. Zoom actually is trading at 410 up 4 after being down as low as 389. And a couple of the EV stocks did substantially better. We had NEO, which had a low of 38.46 and currently is trading 46.40. So that's a pretty impressive turn. A lot of these stocks still closed down on the day, but on the highs, which is generally the setup that I've looked for with the things like Workday when we traded that, or the extreme oversold in Boeing that we traded last month. So it we're going to have to see what kind of a day it is tomorrow. And also tomorrow, we have Thursday is claims day. So we have continuing and initial claims. We also have the ISM non-manufacturing, so that's IM service. And we have the market service PMI for November. It's the final read for November on that. And of course, Friday, we have the November unemployment numbers for the month. So we'll have to see how that goes. Okay, everyone, don't forget, if you want to spend 10 minutes and hear the story on the futures, I'm happy to give it and send you information. And please don't forget to hit subscribe. I'll be back first thing in the morning.